Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-July 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorns. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for the Cappies here in mid-July? It's still Cancer season. Let's see what energies, messages, insights we can pull from the ether this week. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Cappies. Please and thank you. Let's get this first card out nice and quick from a good friends. Okay, that's being a little particular. There it goes. Okay, I did see this in one of the other signs this week, and this is a very complex type of energy. There's a lot of stuff going on here. So whether you're busy or you're dealing with some situations where it might feel very complex underneath the surface, it's just a lot going on. A lot of different energies could be affecting you as well. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit more about this card. So if you look at the imagery of it, we see this lady, she's looking in a mirror, she's holding a mask over her face. There's multiple reflections, multiple mirrors. There's various things on this dresser here. There's babushka dolls, which is layer upon layer upon layer. So to me, it's just a lot of energy. Now, that would really depend on what you're going through and how this could manifest. For some of you, you might just be busy. You might have a lot of stuff on your mind, a lot of things on your plate. There could be a lot of situations affecting your vibe in this time. So just know you might be a little extra sensitive to what's going on around you when this is here. But I always say, to me, this is a card of complexity. So there might be situations that pop up in this time where it seems very simple on the surface, like the resolution or the solution to something seems very simple, but there's a lot going on underneath the surface, a lot of moving parts. So we're just going to see how this all shows up within the reading itself. Once again, this isn't necessarily a super challenging energy. It's just a lot, right? So we're just going to put it down over there. Let's get into tarot now. And I always say that first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. So shuffle it up one time here for my Cappies, please. Guides and spirit team. And while we get this deck all shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Big focus on communication for your reading last week. The reading was titled An Important Talk. So for a portion of you, maybe there's something you feel like needs to be addressed or something you want to get off your chest. Maybe there is a conversation of importance that came up or might still, because you know these energies, they could still bleed from week to week. So we'll see what shows up. But yeah, very big focus on communicating last week. So let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else. Let's get it going, though. 3 cards here for my Cappy friends, please. What do we got? Quick. Okay, possible things improving. That's an action-based card here with the 6 of Swords. Okay, I like it. It's not really giving me any funky vibes just yet. Let's get a couple more. What do we have here for Cappy, please? Mid-July. Thank you. Ace of Wands. So we do have the fire-air combination starting to show up for you, which could be a little bit explosive. So that's something to watch out for. It could also be things that you don't quite expect when we mix these elements together. And we'll talk about that further in depth in a moment. Let's get one more out here and round this off. What do we got? Thank you. King of Wands. So yeah, this King of Wands has been showing up all over the Zodiac this week for one reason or another. And we'll talk about it. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, obviously you heard me commenting on the energies I'm picking up already. Elementally, there's a lot of fire here, Capricorn. Now, you're an earth sign. You're used to that nice, steady, dependable type of energy. I guess depending on the chart will tell us how good you are with dealing with this fiery energy. A lot of this could be about where you focus your attention, but with the King of Wands and the Ace of Wands, there's a lot of passion back here. That could be very good. That could be very good for moving things forward, but at the same time, it could swing a little out of hand. So that's something we want to keep a lookout for, especially with air. When you combine both of these elements, it's fireworks, right? So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number 1, we have the 6 of Swords. I already mentioned that this is an action card. So you see the people, they're in that boat, they're moving along. Generally, this is a card of things improving, things getting better, things starting to calm down, coming out of the rough waters into the calm. So I like seeing this card whenever it shows up. Now, as with all cards, it does have some negatives involved as well, and we'll touch on that in a minute. When I see the 6 of Swords, it could represent distance, it could represent travel, taking a trip, maybe going on a vacation, something about moving around here when this card is in the mix. When we get to the challenge of the 6 of Swords, sometimes it could be leaving something behind, giving up on something, readjusting where you're focusing your energy, especially with this fire here. So this has been a theme I've been seeing with a lot of the zodiac, and it might really carry over to yours as well. Okay, and I generally know that Capricorn energy is very dependable, and you're very good with taking temperature checks on yourself and your efforts. You might need to do that a little further in this time, but this could be good. This could be something at least appearing like it's going to start calming down or even moving along when we see the 6 of Swords. Now, getting to the center is where we really start to add a little bit of spice, a little bit of zest to this reading. We have the Ace of Wands. Now, that's a beautiful energy. Usually, all aces represent offers. They represent opportunities. So for a lot of you, there could be something really great coming your way. All the aces can represent communication again, like we were seeing last week. But this one is a little bit different. Aside from the offers, opportunities, new things, new paths. So for a lot of you, there could be a lot of new cycles opening. This one is very fiery, very intense. So once again, in the positive, this is filled with passion, drive, desire, burn. So for a lot of you, your energy could be heightened. Hopefully you're channeling it in the proper place. And that's kind of what this king is going to tell us as we move along as well. But when we get to the challenge of this Ace of Wands, I think you kind of get it. It could be a little unpredictable. It could be things that pop up suddenly. It's a very explosive energy here. So we're going to need to clarify to see like how this energy is going to be leaning for a lot of you. Now, do I think you could keep this energy under control, keep it in check? I do, with the King of Wands, especially on this back end, and I'm going to explain why. Now, for a portion of you, when King of Wands shows up, it could represent a fire sign you're connected to. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, it's not gender specific here. And kings represent control of the suit that they're in. So when we're seeing this energy here up front, this is what I want to see, like this King of Wands, like channeling the energy, controlling where they're putting their efforts. And that's a big message when it comes to this, if this isn't representing a person. Are you putting your energy in the proper places? Are you wasting your energy? You might need to get something under control here because, I mean, it is a card of control. It's an entrepreneurial energy as well. So I do feel like for some of you, you need to realign your focus or realign your energy in one way or another. But again, with all this fiery, explosive energy, this could be very good for moving things forward in this time. If you've been feeling down, if you've been feeling a little glum or just low energy, it's going to start amping up, like in the very near future when I see all this mixture happening. Okay, so good thing we do have this king here. Now, again, for a lot of you, this could really turn out to be a beautiful, beneficial spread this week. But for some of you, it could be a little chaotic. So I guess it really depends. But I want to dive deeper on all the Capricorn. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. See what's happening, my gods. Talk to me. What do we got for the Cappies? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on at 6 of Swords? And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Cappy, you can drop it right down in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, so let's see what the 6 of Swords has for us. Why is it here? Ooh. Okay. All right, so this is, again, it's very dualistic in the energy I'm picking up here. We have the Emperor in reverse, which is kind of like an evolved energy of this King of Wands on the back end. They are very, very similar. Now, if you're not connected to an Aries, the Emperor is, again, the boss of bosses, the King of Kings. So for a lot of you, you might have some issues with authority figures, divine masculine figures. That could definitely be it, where it's like you might feel like the walls are closing in. I don't know why I'm picking this up, but it's very bizarre. There's a tense energy here on the front end. So for a lot of you, yeah, maybe you need to blow off a little bit of steam. Maybe there is something that's a little bit out of your hands as well, because with the Six of Swords, action moving forward, and this Emperor in reverse, it's like, okay, well, something's happening, but it's not of my own doing, right? Like this action, this energy, it's like, all right, I'm not really doing much here, but it's progressing. So watch out for other people's actions, because I feel for a lot of you, how people act and react could really be affecting you in a big way. There's a tense energy here, right? Because if this was in the upright, I feel much happier about it, because then it's telling me like, okay, the moves you're making, the path you're going, it's like you're on track, you're in control of the ship. When it's in reverse, it's like, I'm not feeling like I have total control over this situation. Okay. And I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing. This could be good for a small portion of you, but with the Emperor in reverse under the Six of Swords, I would say just don't feel too tense, right? If you're dealing with something and there's not much you could do about it, that's okay. We're not always going to be able to control everything that happens in this life and what happens to us and what happens around us. To me, it just feels like something that's out of your hands. And it's like, okay, well, we kind of have to wait and see what the result is. Let's keep moving forward. Again, I don't feel like it's split. This energy is very peculiar for a Capricorn read this week, because it's like split. Like one way, it's like really positive and smooth. The other way, it's like tense, very tense. So let's see why that Ace of Wands is here. Let's see. And again, elementally, all this fire. So all this fire. Why is that Ace of Wands here? World in reverse. Okay. The past repeating itself could be a big possibility here. And I've been seeing this for a few other signs this week. The world in reverse could mean a couple of different things. Okay? To me, the world could represent cycles. It could represent chapters of life. So when I see it in reverse, it can speak about the past dictating the future. So for a lot of you, learning from the mistakes of the past could have been very important in your journey in life. Maybe that's something you need to remember. Whatever pops up in this time, it's like, okay, well, how did I handle this last time? Or how did people handle this last time it happened? But again, with the fiery Ace of Wands and the world in reverse, there could be an explosive return or reemergence of something, or even someone, possibly. This very powerful energy here. Now, I also have to say, and to me, the world can literally represent world events in this time. A lot of people know what's going on in the world today. We're not going into detail. We're not getting into opinions. But when I see the world, especially in reverse underneath this Ace of Wands, for a lot of you, whatever side you are on, in whatever situations, it could really be affecting your energy in a big way. Okay, or there's like somebody in your life that's very affected by the things that are happening in the world today, and it feels amped up. So let's keep moving over to this King of Wands. I don't want to get into that message too deep, because I feel like we could really spin out of control. And that's a thing I've been feeling like with all this fire energy since the beginning. It's like very explosive. I don't want something to spin out of hand. So again, for a portion of you, it could just be an explosive return of something or someone or a situation. So let's see what the King of Wands has to say. Let's see what's up with that. I have a feeling I'll be seeing a lot of this World card in the other zodiac signs. What's happening with the King? Thank you. Okay, seeing things clearly, and a little more air to add to this fiery mix. So it's like we have a very cohesive elemental mix for you this week, and it's been clear. I've talked about it at length. I'm not going to continue repeating it. But one thing I will say with the Two of Swords, this is one of my cards of mystery. So when I see it in reverse, there's something about digging into things, digging into the truth of the matter, aha moments, and actually things being revealed. But I do feel for a lot of you, there is a certain mental clarity, regardless of like this tension I was picking up in the beginning and this thing possibly coming back up. I feel for a lot of you, like you see things for what they are. You have a very logical mind. No one's pulling one over on you in this time. That's kind of what I'm picking up with the King of Wands, Two of Swords in reverse. It's like, yeah, you're not going to distract me, or you're not pulling one over on me. I don't know why that energy is coming out like this. It's a peculiar read this week. Now remember, this could be someone else's energy as well, but in the upright, confusion, mystery, unseen. In reverse, it's clarity, right? So again, with whatever situations you're dealing with, I feel like if you just take a breath and look at it logically, you'll be very prone to figure these things out, problem solving. Okay, that's really big here. But no one's going to pull one over on you in this time. Okay, and a lot of you could be like digging for the truth of the matter as well. So we're just going to leave that there. I mean, hold on, I knocked the world off its little bearings. Let's get these guys back in order. And yeah, let's go through and do a quick little recap, Capricorn, then we'll get into the shadow card. So yeah, this reading went a few different ways. So the week might be interesting for a lot of you, very fiery. But if you kindly look in the box before we get to the shadow card, position number 1, we do have the 6 of Swords with the Emperor in reverse. Now, this did feel like certain things and situations that might be out of your hands. I was picking up a tense energy because for a lot of you, there might be things going on where it's like, all right, well, there's not much I could really do about this, and it's bringing a tense energy into the mix. For some of you, this could be really focused on other people's actions and other people's energies affecting you in a very big way. So just know your empathy and your energetic sensitivity could be heightened in this time. Moving to the center, we have the Ace of Wands, offers opportunities, beautiful. With the World in reverse, I did say to me this could be an explosive return, and I've been seeing this in other signs in the zodiac. So whether it's a situation, whether it's an individual, it comes back around very quick. I do feel like the past kind of dictates the future. So it's like, all right, well, how this was handled in the past, this is how it should be addressed now. And again, for a portion of you, whether this is the energy of world events affecting you in a big way or affecting someone you're connected to in a very big way, I feel like you have what it takes to really channel the energy in a positive route, but the energy is still there and it's building to the intensity. Moving on to the back end, we have the King of Wands with the 2 of Swords in reverse. Eureka moments, aha moments, and clarity. So whatever situations do pop up, you see them clearly. Whatever things arise in this time, like you're seeing it for what it is. And again, that big vibe I was picking up is like, yeah, you're not going to pull one over on me. Like, you're not going to get past me. Like, I see something for what it is, and that could be very good. Okay, so for a lot of you, there's a nice mental clarity for you to really progress in a lot of situations you're dealing with. So please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows here, Cappy. Let's see what's going on. Okay, this deck is already jumping. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this card out. What do we have for Capricorn in the shadows? What do we got? There we go. Thank you. Okay, 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior, huh? So again, I've been feeling this little tense energy here on the front end, and this could even be within as well, like as without, so within type of energy. The 9 of Wands is the energy of someone that's on guard. Okay, it could be an energy of someone that's very protective, territorial. So in this time, your feelings of feeling territorial and protective could be heightened when this is here. For a big chunk of you, again, with what we're seeing here with things returning in this King of Wands, you might be expecting a lot of these energies, even though I said there's like things going on and there's like a lot of tense explosive energy. With the 9 of Wands, it's like, okay, well, things may be a curveball, but I have my guard up. So again, if this could be issues in communication with somebody, of course, or someone you haven't talked to in a while, but to me, the 9 of Wands is keeping watch. They have their guard up. So again, I do feel for a lot of you in this time, you might be a little heightened, okay, in various different ways, or someone else's, right? That's always something to keep in mind. So we're just going to put this right there to chill. And yeah, Capricorn, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The link is down below. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of another one of my favorite decks, the Wizard's Tarot. Absolutely beautiful and works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, since I have the travel bug lately, let me know down in the comments what is the most beautiful place you visited in person. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.